We're here working on transplanting some fruit trees today in elderberries. My husband is trying to get some elderberries that he started last year. He started with cuttings in a container inside, and then he put them in this raised bed. He has a lot of apples and different fruit trees to get them a good start. Now he's trying to dig out the elderberry that really took off. They're really easy to grow, and they're transplanted. Now look at that, lots of big good roots.
Come out that easy.
Yeah, now he's just trying to split them apart to pull the individual plants. You see this very nice roots, just 1 year, and they really grew. I see here, that's another one. Shaking up some of the extra dirt so I can put them in water while I bring them to the place I'm transplanting them.
I have to trim the roots a bit to make them fit.
Yeah, they really have a nice root system. And we have the holes here where they're going to go. We're going to plant them. My husband dug the hole. It doesn't need to be very deep because they have shallow roots. They grow very shallow, just expand on the ground. No, they don't need deep soil. So like I said, they're easy to grow, and they expand and they multiply very easy, which is good. We're gonna plant a big row of them. Do you know how many plants we have so far, dear?
No, probably about 30.
He said we're guessing that we have about 30 plants. We're planting them all in a row. We have lots of birds around here. They like the berries, but so we had this idea of planting them in a row so we can cover them if we need to. But since we have so many, I'm thinking that it'll be enough for the birds to eat them for us, so we don't have to worry much about. But here's where the row is gonna go. I already planted 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have a few from last year that we already made tinctures out of them. So I'm sure most of you know what elderberries are used for. We're planning to use them for tinctures, syrup, and wine. I want to make wine this year because, well, just for medicinal uses. Not that we like to drink a lot, but I'm thinking it will be very good for immune system boost. So I need 2 gallons of berries to make a wine. So I'm really hopeful this year with all these bushes, elderberry plants, I'm gonna have enough. So this is what we did. My husband dug the hole. I'm gonna put some manure, composted manure. Well, not very good composted, but it has some sawdust in, and I'm just gonna mix it in a little bit and put the elderberries in. Sorry. It doesn't need too much, just like that. And but you see this very big root, and I had to cover it a little bit, just a few inches of dirt. Doesn't need too much. Like if it was a apple tree or a peach tree, then it would need a lot deeper hole. And as you can see, we moved here 2 years ago. So most of our property is still just grass, sod we're planting, but that's what we're doing, slowly improving our soil. And So I'm planting them. I'm adding a little bit of horse manures with compost, and then after I'm done planting, I am gonna spread wood chips on top to keep the grass down a little bit. So enough. I'm just trying to put a little bit of this dirt. It's gonna just cover most of the roots. I'm just gonna put a little bit more manure on top of them, and then the wood chips, and that should be good enough. Okay, and that's planted. I'm going to bring a load of wood chips for mulching them all once I'm done with this. And this is our big wood chip pile that we got from the people that trim the trees on the road, the maintenance road people. We asked them for some, and they give us 3 big loads, so this is all free. We really need this because growing things, planting things in a place and it's never been gardened before. I think it was just the grass was grown for hay. So we are working on improving our soil with the manure and hay, and all kinds of compost and wood chips will be very helpful for mulching fruit trees, especially blueberries and elderberries. So here I am. I'm gonna get a big load of it to mulch the elderberries. Sorry, I'm out of breath because I'm working hard and it's a little bit hot. Okay, let's get a big load. I have to carry it to the place where I'm planting the elderberries. Hopefully this is thick enough. If not, then later we can add another layer. Just trying to transplant as much as we can because it's getting too hot and the things are already leafing out. Tomorrow is supposed to be 80, so we are trying to. I already transplanted about 10 grapes or so. So we're working in elderberries now, and a little later I have some balm of Gilead trees that I'm also transplanting because they're budding out. So before it gets too hot, I need to get this done. Should be good enough. Like I said, if we need to later, if the weeds are coming out, or we can add another layer. We have lots of wood chips and hay. This plastic here we used last year for the tomatoes because, well, like I said, this is just a grass field basically, so we had to use this. I don't like the idea of black plastic. My husband does, but I had to go with it because the weeds and the grass. Hopefully eventually we don't have to use it. We're gonna take this away and use it for tomatoes. We're rotating crops, so we'll use it in a different area. And that's my husband right there at the end of the road. Has so many holes dug out for me to plant more elderberries. I was planning to plant chickpeas and peas today. And I know I have a big list, but he asked me to help him. And I think, yeah, we had to. In farming and homesteading, you make a lot of plants, but yeah, there are things that you had to prioritize, and because our weather has been warmer than usual, although we just had a couple of very cold days and a little bit of snow, rain. But it's beautiful today. So I need to get this transplanted. My husband got all my time. It kind of screwed out my plans, but it's okay. It's part of it. You had to invest. The most important thing in this is to be flexible and to prioritize and be cheerful. Now I'm adding more. I just put a bunch more. Now I'm gonna put manure first. Manure. Better. I'll mix it with some soil. And more. So I have the thing. It's gonna be the last swing of the day. It's just big chunks of sand. That's all we have now. That's why we add in some manure with sawdust to help with the. This is just clay soil, but clay is actually very good for growing plants. It has a lot of nutrients that the plants have. It's just that it doesn't have a good drainage. That's why it needs a little help. But with time, it only takes time. Some areas of the soil, it's already pretty good because this is our 3rd year gardening here, and some areas are already improved a lot since when we started. It was just grass. Yeah, I think gardening, homesteading takes a lot of faith, a lot of work, of course, but just work with what we have and pray that God will do the rest. It's just God. It's just homesteading. It's not to be. I used to say that it was a self-sufficient lifestyle, but I think it's more of a total surrender and trust in God that He will help us. He will bless our little efforts. And see, I was planting these things, and as I was working on this, I thought how good God is. That I mean, see, the elderberries are so good for many things, and they're so easy to grow. It's the same as with dandelions. You see, they're considered a weed, but they're very medicinal for many different things. And they grow so easy too. Some people try to kill them, dig them out, and spray them, and they just come back. And it's just God telling us that medicine is there. It's so easy. It's so easily available for us, and we just have to know how to use them and want to use them. Well, I hope you can understand what I'm saying, because well, I grew up in Mexico. It's a little introduction. I grew up in Mexico. I came here in 2003,